Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Success Life Live. My name is Reid. It is 8 o'clock, and that means it's time for Success Life Live. We gather here each and every weekday morning at 8 o'clock to start to reprogram this mind thing, to get our thoughts going in the right direction so that we can begin to build our life of success. So I'm so glad you took time out of your morning to jump in and join us. Good morning, Greg. I'm over on Greg's channel Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern for the Lions Roar. We're going to be doing a little 15 laws. So there should be a meme or a post-it note or whatever, a link down below. I'm going to make sure Greg posts it. So it's going to be kind of fun because, you hang out with Greg, you laugh a lot. Good morning, Damien. Good morning. I think I saw Steve pop in as well. I don't know what happened. All those little icons up there in the corner disappeared, and I don't know how to get them back. So good morning, Todd. So if you step in the room, you got to say hello. If you show up during the replay, you got to leave a comment because I won't know you're here. And that's part of the fun of doing this every day is making new friends and leaning into each other. So good morning, good morning. Lots going on. Want to catch you up. Don't forget that. So Wednesday morning, I'm over on Greg's Lion Roar. And then Wednesday evening at 7 p.m., we have Author Talk with Sebastian Richard, Lead Like a Superhero. I am so excited about that book. It's a phenomenal book. He takes superhero characters and talks about their leadership style and how it shows up in their character and then how you can become that particular superhero or model that behavior. So a lot of fun. Can't wait to see that one. Friday, we have Fun Friend Friday coming up. If you want to know what's going on, I'm going to tell you, go to ericgreid.com/subscribe. I set up a separate page so you can subscribe to the newsletter. Only comes out Tuesday, not 5 times a week with 4 different promotions in it. And I actually spent a great deal of time working on an ebook that's probably not going to be released until maybe the end of January, maybe this week. But if you're on the email list, you're going to get a link to it so that you can begin to utilize it while it's still in pre-published format, so to speak. And it's all about discovering your why, finding your why, questions to ask about finding your why, discovering your why. Because what I know personally is what guides and motivates me every day is my why. It's not the goals and the checklists and the to-do things. It's all of the other stuff that's going on. So if you're not, good morning, Sabrina. Good to see you in the house as well. If you are not in the newsletter, don't worry. It's not all spammy. It's not all junk mail. It's not all buy my thing and sign up here. I don't need that mess. I don't want it in my life. I don't want to be the giver of it to your life. So ericgreid.com/subscribe. And you'll be able to jump over there and sign up for the newsletter. And then once you sign up for the newsletter, like I said, on Tuesday, it will go out and you'll have the link for the Do You Know Your Why book. And there was something else we worked at. I forgot. Do You Know Your Why, the subscribe list. Oh, if you want to know who's coming up on Fun Friend Friday. See, this thing gets cloudy. That's why I got notes. ericgreid.com/successlife-live. It'll give you the list of who's coming up. 3 more people signed up this week for Author Talk and upcoming Fun Friend Fridays. So lots going on. The chaos continues. But for now, let's get into our teaching lesson. All right, so take out your pens, take out your papers. Let's get organized. So everybody, for a lot of people, today is like the really official start of the new year. I know the calendar says it's the 7th, but New Year's fell on a weird day and then we kind of had a half week and some of our kids went back to school and some of our kids didn't. So you probably woke up this morning and say, okay, I didn't do so well last week, and you've made a whole lot of excuses of why it didn't work, why it didn't happen, why it didn't fall into the groove. But you said, I'm doing it this week. This week, it's Monday. I'm in. I'm hitting it. I'm going for it. Ain't nothing stopping me now, sort of thing. Well, it's funny because the rate of suicide increases this time of year. Not that that is funny, but the amount of stress and pressure and an inward direction that we put on ourselves is what sometimes causes that last break. Us to yell at the kids, the spouse, the team, whatever, when all we're trying to do is make our lives just a little bit better. And so I want to give you a quote, and then I want to tell you how to find it. So at one point when all of this, and I mean, I was in creative mode, and I was doing this, and I was doing that, and I was trying to make this happen, trying to make that happen, and it was just like a huge, giant snowball of stuff I was trying to create in my life. A good friend turned to me and said, so what's the price of peace? I was like, what? I ain't got no peace, and I ain't giving no peace. No, that's not. And it was like, what is the price of peace? Like, what are you willing to trade off to lose peace? And first it was peace of mind, and then peace of heart, and peace of spirit. And as I thought about it, I said, whoa, is all of this creating harmony, creating peace, creating positive energy in my life? Or is all of this mess that I'm trying to do causing discord, causing tension? You know, change and growth, yeah, there's going to be tension. Yeah, there's going to be a moment where you have to like, ugh. But do I want to give up my peace? Do I want to give up my peace? Or how can I do this and maintain both my peace? And so I kind of have 11 little tips I'm going to toss at you. 11 things as opportunities to improve the little things department, because here's what I know. I've been doing this coaching thing for a long time. I've been coaching a lot of top performers, highs, levels, middle, and betweens. And it's the ones who try and take on the big chunk projects that make it maybe to January 15th, maybe January 20th. It's the ones who focus on incremental, compounded change over time and maintain peace that transform your life. And isn't that really what you want in 2019? You want a transformed life. You want a different life. You want to move in a direction that elevates and brings you into a new place. So 11 things, 11 little things. Diet and exercise. Yeah, eating and diet and all that's important, but start with a little thing. Start with saying, I'm going to read the label. Like, I did not realize when it said 2 servings or a serving has 110 calories, that they were talking 1/4 of a cup. Not a bowl, not a plate, but 1/4 of a cup. And so by monitoring the little things in my diet and exercise, by becoming aware of the little things, like, oh, a serving has 240 calories, a serving is 1/4 of a cup, I've been doing 1/2 cup to a cup because that's the bowl size, the plate size, the cup size. No wonder I'm not losing weight. I don't need to go and be radically different and start eating only cucumbers and lemons and standing on my left foot with cayenne pepper in my right hand. I just need to do the little things long over time and become more intentional about it. The other thing is, often when we get in these program for change things, we get so focused on the goal, so focused on the to-do list, so focused that we give up the things that we really love. We give up the things that make us laugh, that bring us joy, that bring us happiness, that really are the purpose for creating the change. You know, I wish I could remember the Gilda Radner quote, but anyhow, she, you know, do you want to be skinny with cancer or fat with saccharin? It was kind of that idea, like, you know, what am I giving up to have one thing for another? Like getting up at 5 a.m. and running out the door and hitting the gym and blah, 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 blah. Am I missing that moment with my son that we used to share every moment? Can I just like stop giving up the things that I love in hopes that they'll come back, because they don't. So don't give up the things you love. Schedule them in. Meditate for me is a big thing. Now meditate, prayer, silence, whatever you call it, you got to stay in touch with it. And if you spend 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes a day in complete silence, and I don't mean with ohms and bells ringing and guided meditations, I mean laying on the floor in your office, or, you know, sitting in a chair with your eyes closed and just breathing, deeply breathing into who you are. The reduction in stress, the reduction in worry, will lower your chemicals in your body, that you'll begin to build a healthier lifestyle just through 10 minutes a day. Reading a great book is always on my list for changing myself. So if I have a goal, and a lot of people understand picking a word for the year. So if I have a goal about maybe creativity or patience or discipline, I'll Google that topic. I'll Google that word. Google, love that word. And I'll find as many books as I can on the subject. And then I'll order 2 or 3 and I'll have them on my desk. And I know that okay, maybe it will be through reading these books, getting in touch with these authors, knowing these think masters, how they perceive discipline, how they receive change, how they perceive consistency, love, joy, whatever, that it will slowly creep in and surround me and fill me. You know, we've all had a song stuck in our head for like 3 or 4 days because we heard it and it was the last thing we connected to. If you're trying to change your life, begin to change who you are. Stop looking at the conditions and start looking at the consciousness or the character of the person living in that life. If you're saying, you know what, I'm not happy with my fitness, I'm not happy with my health, I'm not happy with my body, and you're trying to change it externally, there have been so many studies. Psycho-Cybernetics, book written in I think the 40s, I'd have to check my facts, was designed and written and created because he had noticed that people that had had plastic surgery or weight loss surgery or physical transformation surgery went right back to the old behaviors, right back to the old patterns, would never achieve, like, you know, oh, if my nose was better, I'd be a success, or if I could lose weight or be skinny. No, because the internal hadn't changed. And so as you plan your 2019 goals, as you begin to look at 2019, don't try and do these massive rock-moving events in your life. Dennis LaRue on the street, here we are. Begin to do things slowly and incrementally because, so let's say you're like me and you're 26, 27, you know, whatever it is. The rest of these, by the way, are up on the blog at ericgreid.com/blog. You can find it there. Let's say you're like me, 26, 27, maybe 28 years old if you're an old guy. And you've decided to make a change in your life. And your average life expectancy is 50 more years. Is what you're trying to implement today, are you going to really be able to sustain that for 50 years? Because if you're saying, well, this is just my quick fix, this is just my jump start, this is just my getting in there. So yeah, I'm drinking this cayenne pepper, lemon juice, detox thing. Don't tell me about detoxing your body. That's why God gave us the kidney and the liver. But anyhow, if you're thinking, well, I only have to do this for a short time, you've already told your brain, we're only modifying our behavior for a short time, then we get to go back. So what kind of change in energy or physical state are you going to create if you've already told your mind, well, this is our 7-day cleanse. We're doing this for New Year's. I'm going to drop the 5 pounds and I'm going to keep it off. But don't worry, body. Don't worry, mind. Don't worry, family. Don't worry, environment. This is only my 30-day whatever. I don't have to maintain this for life. Really? Is that what you're setting up in your life? Is that who you want to become? The guy that jumps in, gets it done, like makes the external transformation but doesn't change who their character is, who their consciousness is, what they're creating in their life? I would rather have you take a year to achieve a goal and then own it and created a lifestyle of change that will allow you to live for the next 50 years than jumpstart in and hit your February 1st deadline and then spend the rest of your life trying to recapture that one moment when it all worked because it worked externally and not internally. Look at your goals. I was hit with this and I haven't finished writing it, so it wasn't going to be a lesson, but now it's coming into me, so now it has to come out to you because that's the way we do things here on Success Life Live. Did you start your goals with, I want to? Like, I want to lose weight. I want to grow my business. I want the word want in the goal. And as I thought about that, I thought, man, want is a pretty weak word. Want is kind of like just one step up from birthday candle wishing. I want. Like, there's no price attached to I want. It's sort of like telling somebody casually on the street, by the way, if you happen to know of anybody that's, selling a patio furniture, I want some. It's not going to alter my life if I get it or not. Are your goals written based on I want statements? Like when you read them or when you talk about them or when you think about them, are you like saying I want? What if you like scratched them out and said I must have achieved, blank, blank, blank by blank, blank, blank date. Or I cannot move forward unless blank, 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 blank. What if your goals, like by the way, I must lose 20 pounds or I have to give up the big screen TV for life. Like, never again can we have cable in our house if we don't accomplish that goal. How much more urgently would you approach things if it was like, I must, I have to? If your dream was like so tightly woven to the fact that if it didn't happen, you'd be like a scuba diver on that last breath, 100 feet down. I don't know if you've ever, the kid's uncle does free diving and he goes like 100 feet down. Think about that. Like no tank, no support system. He takes a gulp and he says, I got to go 100 feet down. That level of commitment that I've got to monitor and manage and believe and trust everything about me inside and out to achieve that goal and then to sustain that goal long enough to spearfish or scuba or whatever it is you want to call it. And then the thing is, the great thing is, when you think about it, there's not like an oxygen tank waiting for him at the 100-foot mark that he gets to pick up and take a second breath and then take another restart and then take another restart. No, he has to figure out a way of maintaining himself safely to get back to the surface. What if your goals had that same kind of commitment? Like, if this doesn't, I'm out of breath. I'm dead. I'm at the bottom of the ocean and there's nothing down here to bring me back up. Then you would stop trying to do the quick fixes. Then you would stop looking at the jumpstart, the detox whatever, or the this or that whatever. You would start to begin to consciously change the quality of your thoughts. You would begin to develop an idea and a habit and a belief system that would allow you to maintain that change for 50 years, 60 years. And we've all read Darren Harding's book. If you haven't, The Compound Effect, an excellent book. Think how different your life would be if what you did today, you were able to maintain in a positive direction for the next 50 years. If you said, I need to grow my wealth, and instead of trying to come up with some quick fix, multi-level eBay, you said, you know what, instead, I'm just going to put $1 in the dresser drawer every day. Every day I come home, I'm going to open my wallet, I'm going to look for the lowest denomination I have, and I'm just going to throw it in the dresser drawer. And you did that every day for the next 50 years. What if you woke up this morning and said, here's what I'm going to do. Anything that comes in 2 layers of plastic for me to get to, like a candy bar has 2 layers, I'm not going to eat. Like if it has more than 3 words that I can't spell without my eyes closed, I'm not going to eat it. Or if you just make one small incremental change for the next 50 years in the way you approached your eating or became conscious of your eating, how much different would you be? People ask me, how do I read so much? And I figured out the other day, so we're now January? So from like December, 1st of December through now where we're at in January, I've read, 1,700 pages? Something like that. I don't know. It's over 1,500 pages. I totaled up the books. So in less than 60 days. Somebody's like, how do you have time to read all those books? I'm like, I just read 20 pages a day. That's it. 20 pages a day. 10 days, that's the average book. Every 10 days, that's 3 books a month. Wait a minute. At the end of the year, I'm going to have 30 or 40 books read? And if I chose a topic of leadership, principles, character, anger, love, joy, and I read 50 books on that topic, there'd be a compounded effect in my life. And if I did that on every one of the 10 commandments, so to speak, for the next 10 years, how different would my life be? I want to just remind you that what is the price of peace? That's what this conversation is about. How are you going to maintain peace of heart, peace of mind, peace of spirit, peace in your family, peace in your team as you go after these big, bold goals? And I'm going to tell you, check out the 11 that I have on the blog, but what I'm going to tell you is What is the thing that you want to maintain the most for the rest of your life? The slight edge. Okay, Jeff Olson, that's a great one too. Where do you want to have that slight edge for the rest of your life? Because 2019 is going to come and go. 20 will come, 2021, 2022, et cetera, will come and go. The only thing, as my mother would tell me, that's going to be consistent or constant in all of those events is who you are. Now, you got a choice. You got help me with the math, 59 days. Good morning, most beloved and blessed. 359 days. If you read the back of cereal boxes or the products that you ate every day for the next 359 days, don't you think that would have a bigger effect on your diet, on your health, on your wellness, on your sensibilities about your health and nutrition than having that cayenne pepper, lemon juice, seagrass cleanse that you can't maintain for more than 7 days without exploding? If you said, I'm going to read 1 page a day of a book, of my faith book, of a teaching book, of a leader book, if I read 1 page a day and really committed to studying it, or if I downloaded 1 inspirational quote a day and said it out loud and thought about it, do you think that would have a bigger impact on your marriage and your relationships and your faith than trying to do this 7-day, 7 books, 7 challenge kind of thing? Life isn't about taking on these abstract challenges. It's about changing who we are and how we think and where we go in life. It's about investing and living fully into who we were designed to be. And so I'm going to tell you, I know this is the first week for many of us as we begin the new year and our challenges are in front of us. Go for them big. I am not telling you you have an excuse to back off, back in, turn around, leave the nest. No, go for your big goals. But don't forfeit your peace. Don't forfeit your why. Don't forfeit the things that you really know that you want to have in your life for the next 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 years. Design goals around that. Design goals built on what I want my life to look like for the rest of my life. And then begin to live into that idea every single day. And that's why I put together the Big Why Project. I should change the name, the Big Why Project. I like that. But anyhow, that's why I put that together over the weekend. Really, it's been a composite of a whole bunch of other teachings. I cleaned it up and put it together because I know that my why will sustain me long after the New Year's resolution hoopla and fanciness has burned out. And I don't want you guys burning out on your dreams. I don't want you burning out on your passion. I don't want you giving up on who you are. Because your life of success is important to me. Your life of living fully is important to me. That's why I've been doing this for 2.5 years. 8 a.m. here. You know, it's important. I want to know that people's lives are being impacted in a positive direction. And if showing up here every single morning at 8 a.m. Eastern is a way of me doing that, then I'm going to do it. And I built this into my schedule. I built this into my program. I built this into my DNA that I could probably continue to do this for the next 50 years if that's what's required. And so that's what I'll show up and keep doing. So I hope you'll join me as we go into the new year every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Don't forget, Wednesday nights, we're going to do author talks. It's pretty much on an every other Wednesday schedule, just because of the amount of reading I got to do and other coordinating of things. So our first Wednesday author talk will be Sebastian Richards. This Wednesday morning, I'm over on Greg. Friday, the podcast comes out. Tuesday is the newsletter. Still working on a couple other projects. Had a lot of feedback on our last Fun Friend Friday with Scott and the dad talk thing. So trying to figure that out. And then always coaching every single day. So if you need a coach, call me and we'll get it hooked up and put on the schedule. Sign up for the newsletter, ericgreid.com/subscribe. Take you to the link to sign up. ericgreid.com/successlifelive will take you to the schedule for the Success Life Live. And ericgreid.com will just take you to the other stuff. And don't forget Success Life U. So successlife, the letter U.com is for the online universities and courses. If you've been there before, you're going to notice a lot of them are coming down. That's really because they're being reworked, rebuilt, redone. If you had access to the class in the past, don't worry, you still have access to it. It's just not up on the storefront. So, till we get together tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, go out and live your life of success. It is yours. It is there. It is waiting for you. You just need to walk into it. All right? So make sure you mark your calendars. Lots going on. And I'll check in with you tomorrow morning. If you need me, private message, tag, or talk to me. All right? Till then, share this and invite a friend for tomorrow morning. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.